Hello everybody, and welcome back at Speed Force Racing PlayStation 4. We are finally back with pre-season for Season 7. And I'm back again this season as commentator, of course. And I'm joined by, I think, a quite new co-commentator. He didn't do it a lot last season. I'm here joined by Fletch. Fletch, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm very happy. Very happy that Speed Force Racing has come back for pre-season. Hoping 2020 is going to be as good as what last season was. So yeah, just looking forward to the race.
Yeah, I think everyone is looking forward to this race, and of course, if you're not racing tonight, just looking forward to your own pre-season race, or even just to watch every race as a spectator. Me and Fletch are gonna be your commentators for today, and I hope you guys are gonna enjoy that. It is 1 month ago since our last race, so it's quite some time.
I can't believe how quick that's gone. I think the last race we had in so far was the Brawn, was it?
Yeah, it was. So it's going really
crazy.
fast. It is. But of course, we're back today. We have Tyne joining us in the chat saying good luck to everyone. And of course, we also gonna say that I hope everyone in this session will have a good race today. So the admins also have a good think about their division, because of course the race they're gonna do today will depend their division for Season 7. We're just gonna go on.
Few of these guys we know their pace, but we got a few new people coming in.
We do. I was just about to look to the names that are on tonight. We have SFR Officer Doofy, of course, last season, HOR Punch You in Heat, Adam. Yeah, I think everyone knows him. We also have James Braden. Everyone knows he's very fast. I think he was the champion of last season in GP2, if I'm not mistaken, with Mercedes.
I believe he was.
Yeah, we have Cassidy of Cassidy. I don't know how you say that name. He
Cassidy.
was very fast as well. Cassidy, thank you. A-Lad, also a very good driver. We have Chris Alien. I think he is back after a few seasons. I think he was GP3 pace some time ago. Then of course we have Hooky, one of the most improving drivers in GP4 last season. Fisherman NL is a new one, I think. Just
yes,
as
I believe
SAF Quinton. Of course we have my former teammate Matt G, last season Constructors Champion in GP4 Renault. We have Rappy. He is a very, very fast driver.
Yes, I remember him in the classic cars in Brawn. He was very quick.
He is. He will be going to GP1 if you ask me. But of course we're gonna see that today. Maybe he is. He's not good at one of the tracks. It's all possible. We have Durant 23. He's new as well, just as Fenil Lion, DCL Linen, J Real. He is a very fast driver as well, just as Topics. He was top GP4 last season. We have Mason Harris joining us, and then we also have Scuba MU FC. He also is a new driver here at Speed Force Racing.
Yes, Topics is one we know quite well from VRL.
We do.
He's I'm right in saying he didn't win, did he, in VRL?
Yeah, he won I think 2 times, and of course he also won last season in Speed Force Racing, and he was always fighting at the top of GP4 together with me and together with X Gamer and Xander at the end of the time. So it will be interesting if his pace is as good as last season, if he's gonna fight today for maybe a podium position, because it's all possible.
And yeah, just 18 seconds at the slot now.
Yeah.
Obviously we have a 25% race with short qualifying and equal cars.
Indeed, we'll be starting with Spain, just followed by Silverstone.
You look at the two tracks, they're quite different in the layout.
They are. They very are.
Silverstone is a more technical track, where I think Spain is a lot more about your exit on the corners. Which will suit different drivers compared to other ones, so hopefully it mixes them up.
It will. If you ask me, Spain is a worse track than Silverstone, but that's just my own opinion about it. I don't really like Spain. I heard a lot of people don't like it.
Yes, I would say it's harder to find traction.
Yeah, it really is. It's a very hard track, Spain. And Silverstone is more speed, more fast corners as well.
It's more fluent.
Yeah, and more mixed, I think. I don't know. I find Spain a bit boring, especially the last sector is very hard to do. And hopefully everyone will go good. Of course, it's a new game, so I hope there won't be too many bugs, like driver names disappearing, as we saw a lot. We have Frog Lover saying that he prefers Spain, so
Hopefully he does well.
yeah, we still have a track map, we still have the lap data, we have the tire detail. Everyone is allowed to go on the tire they want. So maybe we're gonna see some guys qualifying on the mediums.
Free tyre choice. I always find it easier to start on the harder tyre in the late race. Yet more grip compared to competitors in the lobby. Almost a full lobby as well here, 19 drivers to go from.
And I think it's a McLaren coming out as first. Yes, it is. Is it Chris Alien? No, it seems like it's Quentin, and he just got jumped by an Alfa Romeo of Mason Harris. Mason Harris is the first guy out in SpeedForceRacing this season.
Things are exciting.
It is very exciting.
Here they go, they're all coming out now.
I don't know, it's not much different than last season of commentating, but I think it looks smoother or something. It looks better.
Yes, it does. It looks more clean.
It does.
So we've got a few drivers on the medium tyre. Mad G, he's in the pits on the medium. Rappy, Fisherman on an outlap on the medium tyre. Same with Topics too.
Frog Lover in practice earlier did the pole lap with a 1:14.7. So that
Alien leaves. I'm guessing that's a internet issue.
Yeah, hopefully he can join back. But I think we're gonna see times from 1:17s to 1:14s today. Of course, it's a very mixed grid. Not,
yes, I would be in GP4 if I was racing.
We have Mason Harris now coming towards the point that he will be starting his first flying lap of pre-season.
And the first lap of this season.
We're gonna watch him on board with Mason Harris. Fledge, if you want, you can take us around for a lap of Spain.
Yeah, so obviously you got turn one, trying to get us on the outside as much as you can and not run too much of the curb. It's going to spin. It's going to be a flat right-hander most of the time, trying to use as much as the track as possible. Then you go down into the sharp right-hander, almost going downhill. Very easy to understeer down here, going into the left. Takes that corner very well, trying to use as much as the outside line as possible. Going down, he goes a bit wide, near loses the rear a tad. Then he goes down the right-hander onto the DRS zone. I think it's the second one of the lap, not considering the first start-finish straight. Then coming up to one of the hardest parts of the track. Very easy to lose traction and the rear end to snap out. Doesn't happen to him as such. Coming near the end of the lap, round the chicane. Right-hander, beer on the curb, onto the left. Back into the right. Here he goes, opening the DRS now, and it's going to be a 1:16.8.
And we have a disqualification for Topics. Going into the wrong way, so he has spun. He spun, I'm sorry. And he probably wasn't back into the right direction. And he now is disqualified. That's not what he would have wanted to start pre-season.
And Quinton takes fastest lap so far with a 1:16.711. Rappy, there we go. Give us an idea of his pace on the medium tyre.
Yeah, he can go much faster, I know that from him. We have DCL now putting in the provisional pole lap with a 16.4. Decent times, but I think we're gonna see those times smashed later on in this session.
Yes, definitely we're gonna see a lot faster.
We have James Braden in the nice Williams. It's a nice car.
It's very clean. It's very refreshing to see new cars on the grid as well, new liveries.
As we saw a few people now, I see a lot of people struggling in the last sector while James Braden goes to 16.3 on the mediums. That's what I'm talking about. Very good
Yes,
lap.
it takes all momentum out of the car. Does that last chicane?
It does, and the curbs are much higher than on the last game. So you really have to avoid the curbs, but you don't have any space to avoid them. So it's a very difficult section to take.
This is interesting. We've got Esteban Ocon in the lobby.
I think that is Chris or Maggi then, because on my screen everyone is still displayed as their PSN.
P16. It's Esteban Ocon for me. So yeah, I guess it's Chris then. Obviously, the game has a few glitches. It's not. It's been only out a few days anyway, so.
Yeah, it's not even out for a week, so I think we also have to be a little bit kind for Codemasters. They're doing a good job. I like the game. It's a good game. Just yeah, they have to fix the bugs that are in it, and I think they will do that as well. Chris now starting his lap as a Ocon for you. I hope they fix the number glitch, that we don't see them driving with the cars of the real F1 drivers. I hope they fix that quite soon. And we have a Red Bull that spun in. Is it a Red Bull? It's strange.
I believe.
Oh, Hooky is out.
Yes, I just noticed that. I'm trying to find where he
got a
went
notification. Yeah, it is a sector 2.
Yes, that is. Sector 2, you must have, that's a weird place to go, actually. Chris. On the DRS straight.
Yeah, it is. It is quite a weird place. You expect him to go earlier if he... Maybe there was contact with another car, I'm not sure. I didn't get a notification that he crashed out, or I just didn't look to it. But that is a strange thing to happen again.
Topics has explained why he was disqualified. He spun going into the back DRS straight, facing the wrong way, and a car's coming, so I couldn't spin it back around and got the DSQ.
Yeah, that is complete peep, if you ask me, if you know what I mean. I'm not gonna swear on stream, but I had it in a practice session, and it really, yeah.
It's quite annoying, but
it is.
It's a game, so you can't.
Doofy on the lap again. He is out on the mediums in that Williams. Second nice livery till Mercedes will come, I think. Of course, nice livery is AlphaTauri. I think we can, everyone can agree on that.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's navy. I thought it was black when I first saw it, but I like the Racing Point the most this year. It reminds me of the 2018.
I mean, Officer Doofy invalidates his lap. Track limits. Let me talk about that for this game. It is awful.
Just more realistic.
It's not at all.
I think it's more realistic, but it's more harder to get within the track.
If you look like to the real life racing that has gone in the past 2 weekends of Austria, they all take curbs, they all go wide. There's nothing wrong with it. Like if you watch the power lap of last week's Lando Norris, he is going wide at every corner. There's nothing wrong with it. If you do a lap like Norris did there, you got like 5 seconds of penalty or something.
I think it's because Codemasters tried to be more realistic, but instead they tried too hard. And
yeah, Fisherman also invalidates his lap. We have Casadi finishing his lap in the pink Mercedes or the Racing Point. He is going P2 with a 16.1. That's a good lap. And then we have Rappi on provisional pole with a 16.0 on the mediums. On 4 lap old mediums, a 16.0. Yeah. Good morning.
Good lap. Oh, sector 1.
Just the 2 Racing Points close together. Chris Alien is on the lap again. I expect him to be around P4, P5. I think that's possible for him. No, he goes purple in sector 1. So let's keep with the car of Lando Norris here. I think he's running no traction control if I see him accelerating very late. So let's see if that will help him to put a very good lap in. Not going wide here, taking the curb as much as you can, that's very well done. Now going into the most difficult sector on no traction control. You really can't touch the accelerator button here.
You gotta try and literally let it glide through.
Yeah, you do. Goes very wide here. He's lucky that it's not invalidated, I think. Now through the last chicane.
Ooh,
And he goes back into the pit lane. Who else do we have on the lap? I think Chris is back on the lap. And the Renault.
Fanny Lion is also on an out lap. 118.2 on the mediums.
Well, we have Shuba going on provisional pole with a 15.6. I'm not getting the notifications of faster laps, so that's quite annoying. Or I'm just not looking into them. But yeah, that's a very good lap, 15.6. That's very fast. I think that's GP2, GP3 pace. It's all gonna depend on what the other guy's gonna do, of course.
Here comes Fanny Lion on his lap. He set a time on the medium tire, but he's gone into the softs.
DCL sets a purple second sector, but he's not improving on his time, so I don't think he had a very good first sector there. He's trying a second time on the softs. Is he gonna be able to get the time back in the last sector? Taking all of that curb. Now going into the last chicane. That's very fast, and he goes back into the pit lane just in time.
There's not long left in this session, so a few people have got to get out. Chris has to get out soon.
We still have Maggie, Chris Alien, and Officer Doofy who didn't put a lap in. And I think we also can.
Doofy's on his out lap right now.
I think we can also add listens to that list, because the 122, I don't think that's a real lap of real pace. It's possible it is, of course. We don't know.
He's on lap now.
Fanny Line about to finish his lap. P10 on the mediums, what will it be on softs? The Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas, what will it be? P10. He's 5/10 slower than his first lap.
Listens has ruined his lap in the first sector, going wide.
Yes, he
Bringing
did.
too much of the curve and going wide, so yeah.
Officer Doofy back again on lap, now he's on the soft tyres. Heading into the long right-hander in sector 1. Taking a lot of the green there. Lucky that it's not invalidated. 21.4 for sector 1. We have Electro Dan, not really happy with the new name of Adam in the chat. And we have James Rating saying evening all evening to you, James. James, I want to see you on going out on the softs, mate. I don't want to see that time on the mediums. Maybe I'll sector 2, there's an Alfa Romeo letting Mercedes past. Officer Doofy 50.3.
This might be a good lap here.
Yeah, it's looking quite decent. I think Adam could be around the provisional pole time. Maybe 15.8, 15.9 for Adam. I think that's possible for him. If he really has a very good lap. Well, we're gonna see what it is for him. It will be a 16, no, it will be 17.1. Adam can go much faster than that, I know that. Ooh, Elad is improving a lot, but he kinda ruins his sector 3.
It's so hard to get that right out of the...
It is very hard.
Listens improves his lap time with the 128.8, but nowhere near.
Chris goes into P2 on the mediums with a 15.9. One lap of Chris. Elad goes into P10 with a 16.8, improves around 6/10.
Chris is on his out lap, the only driver not to set a time.
The guys that currently, we have Cassidy now, I'm sorry, going into provisional pole with a 15.6. These are the good times.
Chris is on the medium floor.
We have Sonic Hawk, the boss of SFR, saying that Adam has to drop the sandbags. I agree with that. But Adam did too much practice already this weekend, so we know his real pace. So Adam, I know you're watching this, I know you hear this. Stop sandbagging, thank you.
Here comes Chris into the chicane. What lap time really sets on the medium tyre?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm messing up my buttons. There we go.
So here we go, he's on his lap. He hasn't got much room for error with the amount of time he has left in the session.
No, indeed. And he's on the
I'd
mediums,
say
so this has to be the lap. He won't have time to get in again and change his tires. I'm sorry.
Yep, if he crashes, game, you'll be sliding last.
He will. Goes very wide there. Watch out for the invalidation, Chris.
Always the risk with going quite late into the session.
Indeed. He now has to depend, do I want a fast lap or do I want a lap?
Yeah.
Chris in purple in sector 2 on the mediums. This is looking like a very good lap, but can he keep the momentum up in sector 3? It's very difficult. We have saw it a lot
Looks good
today. It looks quite good, going very wide again. There, taking a little bit of the curb, not the best way to enter there. The last corner, that is the most difficult one. He's looking very good of Chris Alien.
There
Can
we go.
he do a throw to Paul maybe? Oh my
What a lap!
God! 15.5
on the medium tire. Wow, that is incredible.
And a one-way train ticket to GP1, I think.
he was saying in the group chat he wanted to start on the medium tire, but
Jesus.
And he's proved it.
Yeah,
I do not want to know. I do not want to know what time he's going to sit on the softs. Jesus.
Quentin, 2:10s improving. Can he get a throw to
Chris
the
can be very happy with himself there.
What will Quentin do? P6, 16.1. Who is? A lot of guys coming for their art laps now. Fanny is on a lap, but he already screwed it.
I believe Listens is on a lap as well. He'll be wanting to improve. He goes wide.
It's a difficult session for Listens. He's on 4 lap old softs already.
Hoping he can put in a good lap round.
This isn't a lap as well, so... No,
he's lost it! Oh, that's a shame.
Ooh, not a good session for Listens at all. But he has to watch out that he doesn't ruin someone else's lap now. Does that very well.
Retire.
Watch out, you have a Renault and a McLaren behind you.
His tyres will be very hot.
Yeah, and he's back into the pit lane, very well done.
It's unfortunate, but it's what happens.
Who is the first one out on a lap? I think it's Mason Harris, but he's not improving. Let's watch James Braden. He is out in sector 1.
He's on the soft tyre, wanting to improve his 116.3 on the mediums.
Purple sector 1.
He locks
it up a little bit. Taking a curb just at the maximum you can take it. I'm still impressed by that time of Chris Alien.
Yeah, it's great.
But if there's someone to break it, it might be James Braden.
If I agree.
4 tenths improving, that won't be enough. Needs around 5 more tenths in the last sector, that will be very difficult to do. He has to push it to the maximum in this last sector. It's looking okay, but you see that it's very difficult. No invalidate. He's good there. What will it be for James Braden? Will it be provisional pole? No, P2.
Oh, P2.
Misses out Paul by 1/10. Who's the next one to cross the line? It's Ruppy. Ruppy is improving 7/10 of a second. This is gonna be pole position for Ruppy. Is he gonna make it? I think he will. It will be 1:14.7. Hallelujah.
What a lap.
Good morning, good night, and good noon. Everything included.
Cassidy is about to enter the chicane on the softs.
Scuba is improving around 2 tenths.
Oh, Cassidy's invalidated his lap time, I believe.
Yeah, he did. We also have Officer Doofy. Officer Doofy only 14th at the moment, and it's not looking like he's going very fast, as Scuba's catching up with him very, very fastly. This is going to be good for Scuba. He's going to get some slipstream. Officer Doofy is back into the pit lane, so the sandbagging has begun for Adam. Scuba, where will he go? It will be P4. And that was the last one on the lap.
Potentially could have gone quicker, if not being held up by Officer Doofy. But
that
been
is
very hard
it
to get
for
that.
the first quali session of Season 7 of SpeedForceRacing.
Yeah, so that looks to be it.
We have only one driver in the 114s. Then we have Chris, Scuba, James, Cassady, Maggie, and DCL in the 115s. Then we have Quentin, Mason Harris, Fisherman, J Real, A-Lad in the 116s. Then we have Officer Doofy in the 117s. Fanny, Hooky, Durant in the 118s. Then we have Lessons with 120.5.
Unfortunately, Topics got disqualified.
He did. So,
I would expect Topics to go onto the medium tyre from the start.
I think he will. So the reverse strategy is always a better one. I know this is taking some time in this new game. Waiting till the ghosts are in or something. I don't know why it always takes so long. But it gives us a good time to talk about the things. Let's look to the chat. We have Jeff saying that some guys in here are really fast. Yes, they are. That is indeed a kind of lap times. James Braden 9/10 off. He's not happy with his quality lap, I think. But Laser is there to say that his race pace is very good, so it all will come good for James Braden. Starting P5. I might expected him a little bit higher as well. But we have Chris Alien.
Session has ended now.
Third on the mediums. That's crazy. We have Rappy taking pole with a 114.7. Then we have Chris in P2. We have Chris Alien in P3 on the mediums, only 8/10 slower than Rappy. We have Scuba in P4, James Braden in P5, Cassady in P6, Maggie in P7, DCL in P8, Quentin in P9, Mason Harris in P10. Fisherman in P11, J-Rail in P12, A-Lad in P13. Sandbag in P14, Fanny Line in P15, Hooky in P16, Durant in P17, this is in P18, and Topics in P19 as he was disqualified from going the wrong way while he spun.
Unfortunately for him.
Yes. Now we're gonna go on to the race.
I believe formation map is off.
I think it is on. I
Was
think
it on?
formation lap is on.
A few people still waiting to load in.
Seems like most of the guys now have selected their strategy. Oh, and we don't have formation lap.
Yeah.
We have 5 red lights. And the lights
And
out, and away we go. It looks like a good start for Rappy.
Oh,
this
look
is going very fast. Very good start for Chris as well. Chris Alien has a bad start on those mediums. He has a racing point. Oh, and it first not spinning. Seems like everyone is good through the first few corners. We have a yellow flag. There's a Ferrari off. That's Durant. Durant is off. Seems like the other guys are doing quite well.
Oh, he spun it again.
Yeah, the overheating of the tires, of course. Then we have a A-Lad going through by Fisherman. A lot of fights. More back at the field. A little touch between Fisherman and I think Officer Doofy. Going on board of Officer Doofy. Officer Doofy around the inside. He got touched by Fisherman.
And he's round.
He's not, but he lost a lot of time with the amount of contact.
I believe it was contact and he lost quite a few positions. He almost lost it. Manages to hold together though.
J-Real on the back of Maggie, but this is not a place to overtake him, of course. Has to wait till
Rappy got a good start, good getaway.
He had a very good start indeed. It's Rappy leading from Chris, from Scuba, from Chris Alien. 2 Chris's, that's not very easy for us.
No, definitely not. I lied that at the start. He came up with a pit stop strategy. I don't know if you saw it.
No, it wasn't on my screen.
Yeah, he came with the pit stop strategy. It was almost like very F1 realistic. It was great.
Yeah, I saw it before, but I didn't have it on my screen, unfortunately. Fisherman closing in on A-Lad. We have a yellow flag in Sector 1. There happened something.
And Harris is all round.
It's Mason Harris, indeed.
The Alpha Romeo of Mason Harris is round. He doesn't look to have damage on his front wing.
Or he lost traction, or he had some contact with someone else there. And we have Officer Doofy in the pit lane already.
He's going onto the hard tyres. He's going to the end.
I think he could have gone onto the mediums to the end as well, because it's only, of course, 25% race. We have Topics already in P13. He's doing very well.
Good start for him. B9 from VRL. There it is again, predicted pit stop strategy. Lap 6 to 9 to pit onto the medium tyres, or lap 7 to 9 for the mediums. Oh, and there's a car around, it's Fisherman! Fisherman has gone round.
Ooh, and that's a lot of damage.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Or he had a very poor exit there, or he had contact as well, and now Mason Harris has to watch it. Yeah, he's going out of the way.
He's lost a lot of plates. That will be a tyre change and a front wing change into the pits. His strategy of going onto the mediums hasn't worked for him.
Chris Illian all over the back of Scuba. We're on board with the McLaren. We have Topics into the pit lane. That's very early. I don't know if he had damage. We're gonna see that. Does he need a new front wing? Yes, he does.
Yes, he did. He lost the end plate, I believe.
Chris Illian still on the back of Scuba. Only 3/10 away onto the mediums. We have Scuba locking up a little bit on the left-hand side.
Chris, you gotta remember, he's on the medium tyre. Scuba is on the softer compound. DRS has been enabled as we are in lap 3. The two racing points doing a good job in P6 and 7.
I'm not getting any updates of the FI, so I don't know about strategies or yeah.
Yes, I believe it's lap 6 or 7 that you will pit onto the medium tyre. I believe safety car is off for these races.
It is. You also have to keep me updated about the penalties, because I'm not getting notifications of it. We have Scuba into the pits. He's the first one. Lap 4. Quite early.
Go to the race director now.
Does he also
Incidents? No penalties as of yet, just a few warnings.
First regular pit stop is for Scuba, and he's getting a lot of places lost there. The action already settled down a little bit.
Yes, as Scuba pit early. Feel like he could have played
just behind him. Maybe that's gonna be a fight. Scuba on new tyres, but it seems like he's already gone.
Mason has to remember he didn't take damage. He's very fortunate to do so. Rappy has got a good getaway.
Seems like Hookie is closing in on Fanny as well on those mediums. Seems like the mediums are getting better than the softs at the moment.
3.1 second gap between Rappy and I believe it's Chris in P2.
Yeah, that's a lot already. On 4 laps, 3 seconds.
Yes.
That's a major gap.
We'll just check for any penalties.
Now we have Scuba already going in front of Listens. It seems like Listens is struggling a little bit with this pre-season race.
Maybe he doesn't like Spain.
Yeah, that's a very good possibility.
Oh, Mason goes round him into the chicane. That's not an overtaking place, but Mason makes it work.
As long as it works, it is an overtaking place. That's my motto. And Hookie is now making move on Fanny Lyon. Nothing Fanny could have done about that. Very late move on Hookie. Very well done of him.
There might be a battle start to form between the two racing points anytime soon. Only around about a 1 second gap between them both.
Jerriel now on the back of Matt G. The Haas against the Renault. Car of Grosjean against car of Ricciardo.
That is true. There is a DRS zone next. You might even close
we
it up
also
even
have
more.
a new ERS system.
Yes, that is true. J-Real has used nearly all of his ERS, where Maggi almost has half to do with.
So Maggi, you could say, is just letting him come closer at the moment. We have yellow in sector 2. It seems like it's Mason Harris or Listens. It's Listens.
Yes, Listens has gone. He's keeping it on track though.
And we have Rappy into the
there
pit
we
lane.
go. Mad G gets a 3-second time penalty.
Just as topics. So I'm getting those notifications, so that's good.
There you go, Rappy's in the pits. He pits onto the medium compound. It looks like he'll come out in P10. Nope, he comes out P9. He's just shows how much of a gap he did get from the start.
Oh, and it seems like Officer Doofy has the glitch that you got communicating with online servers over your whole screen, so that's very unfortunately for him. So he is not driving at the moment. So that's why he's so far back. Topics now in front of Listens as well, and we have a spin. That's Durant.
In the Ferrari.
He lost it. Just lost traction.
It's very unforgiving.
Yeah.
Oh,
and accelerating on the grass then is not a very good idea. Overheated tires. So he has to go very slowly back on racing speed again now. Chris Alien with a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Scuba all over the back of Funny Lion. Is he gonna make that move or stick? Yes, he will. Great move of Scuba.
Scuba showing he's not too scared to make an overtake.
He's looking very, very good at the moment. A lot of guys into the pit lane.
Yeah, almost 8 people came into the pit lane.
Pit window is now open. Lap 7 to 8 for the one-stop strategy for the guys that started on the mediums. I think that's very early, to be fair.
Scuba, we could almost nickname him Daniel Kvyat with his overtakes. He makes them work.
Yeah, Daniel Kvyat, that makes it work.
He makes them work, but in places where you wouldn't expect.
And Chris Alien now leading this race on the mediums. On
James Braden in P2.
Better strategy.
Mad G 9 seconds behind.
At the back of his teammate DCL. 2 racing points. We saw them fighting in real life yesterday as well. Seems like Asidi is losing there a little bit.
Duran comes into the pits, changes onto the medium tyres.
James Braden into the pit lane now as well. Will Mad G follow his suit?
Yes, he will.
Already behind Mad G, that's very fast. It's now already back into P3. And Scuba now behind his teammate Hooky. Of course it's pre-season, so I don't know if there's gonna be teammates helping each other. Hooky doesn't have any ERS left, so that's gonna be a move for Scuba. Hooky trying to defend well by braking later, but nothing he could do about the overspeed of Scuba.
I'll be interested to know where. Let's have a look where Scuba started, if we can do that.
I can do that.
Started P4, I believe.
Yes, he did.
Yep, he's made his places. Hooky has made up 11 positions.
But he still needs to pit, so he'll probably lose those positions again. The only guys that still need to pit is Hooky and Chris Alien. All the other guys already pitted. Yeah, that surprises me. All those guys already pitted. So it seemed like most guys started on softs then, because everyone is on 0 lap all mediums in the midfield.
I would expect people on the mediums to pit around lap 12, I would say.
Yeah, something like that, I think.
Rappy
with the
sets
fastest lap.
lap.
16.7.
And you can already see he's about to lap Durant.
Yeah, he is. He's just behind his teammate.
Durant gets a penalty as well, 3-second time penalty. Blue flags will expect it to be coming out anytime soon. And there we go, blue flags, and yeah, we'll take it easily. We
have a yellow in sector 2, that is for the slow going Ferrari, sorry. That's not Mercedes, red Mercedes would be quite strange.
Rappy is gaining on Chris. He's already made about 2 seconds up in about 2 laps. Rappy showing his sheer pace. And officer D free penalty.
The Racing Points still very close to each other. P7 and P8 at the moment. They're doing a decent job.
Be interesting to see if he can, if Topics can break into the top 10. Don't think he will be able to.
It will be difficult on the hard tyres. It's like we're about to have a fight between Hooky, Kasidi and DCL.
There's an issue. A-led with the 3-second penalty. A battle is forming for the for 6th place.
Let's just remember. Oh, Hooky did already pit. No. Really? I think that's not right. The Hooky started on the softs.
No, we started on mediums.
Yeah, because it's showing now that Hooky is on 0 lap old mediums, but I don't think that's true.
Insane.
Yellow sector 2, that's Mason Harris, I think. No, it is Listens again then. It is.
No, he's
struggling so hard. I hope for him it's just pain, that we will see his real pace in Silverstone.
When you think about Spain, it is really a test track.
It is.
What it's designed to do.
Durant with a 5-second penalty for cutting corners.
Rappy easily overtakes him.
Ooh, Kasidi very close to the back of Hooky, and he has a lot of understeer due to that. Listens into the pit lane. There's the yellow flag for him.
DRS, I would take more than enabled. Will he get him?
He has more ERS than Hooky has. This will be a fight. Will the other Racing Pod also join in? No, he's holding
Yes, he will.
Yes, he
DCL
will.
gets him.
Very late move.
Side by side action.
Oh,
and DCL. Oh! That was very close to T-Ball from Cassidy, almost wiping out his his Racing Point teammate.
DCL with a 3-second penalty now as well.
That was extremely close.
Hooky is struggling on his all the tyres.
Yes, indeed.
Maybe it's about time for him to come into the pit lane, and we still have now the Racing Points fighting with each other. We have yellow in sector. Yeah, that's Officer Doofing retiring. And the pit lane.
I believe he would. Yep. He's had a miserable race. Hopefully he does better in Silverstone. We
have Chris Alien going in front of Scuba. Of course on the soft.
Yes, indeed.
Now on his way to Chris or the Alex.
And James is on the back of both of them on pretty much new mediums compared to Scuba.
Ooh, Scuba looking up. Scuba is struggling on his tyres.
Yes, he is. Mediums do have a very hard temper range to maintain them into, though, or else they do become a problem to maintain.
Very nice to see it from helicopter view, the fight between these 3 cars at the moment. And again, Scuba looking up.
He's struggling.
He is.
Doofy didn't return in the pit lane, he returned on track.
And Hooky is into the pits.
Yes, into the soft tyre. I reckon he will stay ahead of Mason Harris.
Yeah, no, I'm getting he's on the 11 lap old soft, so that's not right. Hooky is on fresh softs, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no, he won't. Mason Harris does get him. Will the AlphaTauri get him as well? Yes, he does. Topics moves up.
The Hooky is now on fresh soft tyres against 8 lap old hard, so possibly Hooky will be faster than Topics.
We'll have to say a mad defending job from Topics if he was to maintain that P13.
He will. Getting a fight between Ayla and Quinton as well.
Rappy gets a 9-second gap ahead of Chris.
Ayla very close to Quinton, all over his back. James Braden still into the DRS range of Scuba, but seems like he's not getting fast on him, and it's again Durant, I think, losing it. Yes, it is.
Yes,
Durant and Listens, both not having a very good race. Almost can say the same about Fisherman, he's also a long way off the other guys.
Indeed.
James Braden now 2 tenths away of Scuba. but not on a place where he can overtake him anymore. And if we look, James Braden has around 50% of ERS remaining. Scuba has around 15, maybe 20.
Yes, so he won't have a lot left after this.
At the moment, James Braden got a really good exit. He just needs to use the overtake button, and I think he got him. Of course, not on this straight because it's very short. But if he's as close as he was now,
Scuba the little lock up.
Yeah, Scuba's looking up his tires too much, if you ask me. That's not good for the tires and not good for his pace neither.
Here we go.
And 3 laps remaining of this test race.
You would think that James will get in without a problem here.
He's using his overtake button, but Scuba is doing the same. But Scuba is already out of ERS almost. He is out of ERS. Yeah, this will be a very easy move for James Braden, I think. Around the outside. And Scuba has nothing to say about that.
It was smart from Scuba not to fight too much. He does need to say
Casadia's trying it on his teammate around the inside, and DCL is letting him have that position.
I don't believe there's any battles for me. Yes, there is actually.
Hooky is in front of Topics, by the way.
Yep, Topics is near Hooky, and he might be able to overtake him. I don't think he will though, because the gap
Hooky just overtook Topics.
Oh, did he?
Yes, on the flash soft.
Rappy's gap is closing down compared to Chris. Chris has closed it by around a second.
And Scuba is keeping up with James Braden.
Yes, indeed he is. Still doesn't have much ERS compared to James.
And Durant retires on the pit lane. That is understandable.
Scuba locks up again. James really needs to utilise his ERS button.
Chris only 1.2 seconds away of the other Chris anymore.
Yeah, there's only 2 laps remaining now. Will he be able to get him?
It will be very difficult for him, only 2 laps indeed.
He's closing it down quite quickly actually. So I forget, I think he's got around about a 10th. It's just through 1 corner, so we might be able to get him. We don't know yet.
We might gonna see a very good fight here between Chris Elliott and Chris Realix. A 3-second penalty for Maggi for multiple warnings. Now also a 3-second penalty for Chris Realix.
And Cassidy has gone wide. That gives Diesel the chance to close it up.
Jerry with a 3-second penalty. A lot of penalties falling now. I think driver may be losing their concentration a little bit, or just trying to push a little bit more to get a final position.
Yeah, but we wait for Chris and Chris's battle to start forming. Let's go back to Cassidy and DCL. This battle is good as well. DCL nearly out of VRS.
I think Chris is gonna be on P2.
Yes. Well, there's 2 Chris's.
that's why. You can't go wrong with that expectation then.
I can't believe I fell for that. I'm disappointed in myself.
1 lap remaining after this one.
1 lap. Can DCL get Cassidy? Here we go. It looks to be an interesting battle. Can he get him?
No, it's not close enough. It's not close enough.
And he's out of VRS. He may have to accept defeat.
Still a lot of battles going on. A-Lad on the reel as well. Is he going to be close enough?
Let's just close the gap up.
J-Real is very close to Quinton as well. We have the other one stuck to 1. There's a run. Oh, it's Maggi!
Maggi is
doing quite a good job. Yeah, now he has to wait for all those cars. I hope he doesn't get disqualified. He doesn't.
And he has no wing pretty much on, I believe it's the left side. He has lost a lot of plating.
Yeah, he did. That's a rat wing on the left side. So that's no good for him. We're going back to the fight of Chris and Chris.
He will have to stay.
We're first gonna watch Roppy. He's now gonna go into his final lap of this race.
The gap between the 2 Chris's has closed again.
He's into DRS range now, but will it be enough? I think Chris has a DRS of listens there as well. No, he doesn't.
It'll be close on the last lap.
It's not gonna happen. It's too far away for Chris Alien.
Only around 5 tenths in it.
Will there be another battle of overtaking? Maybe A-Real, A-Lad and J-Real.
Well, here we go. Actually, Chris is still gaining on him on pretty much fresh softs too.
So we're gonna watch A-Lad on the back of J-Real. This is gonna be enough. It will be a move. Both gentlemen moving. It's late braking and they touch.
Oh, J-Real is round. And A-Lad is round 2.
Yes, he is. He also lost it. Oh, that's what you call, like Fernando Alonso would say, karma.
Oh,
but we're gonna watch
was at fault there.
He's in the last chicane. He is winning this pre-season test race.
He has dominated thoroughly.
He did, 8 seconds in front of both Chris's. And it will be Chris Alex in P2 just before Chris Alien into P3. James Braden, solid 4th place in front of Scuba in P5. Kasidi gets the win of the racing point battle in front of his teammate DCL. Kasidi finishing in 6th, DCL finishing in 7th.
Quinton looks to be finishing in 8th.
And we didn't expect it, but Topic's finishing P10. I don't know what happened to Hooky then. Hooky falling back to P13.
I must have predicted something then. I said, imagine if Topic's gets a pole in getting the points.
Yeah, he did. He's finishing P10 on the halls. That's a good thing for him. A-Lad finishing in P11. That's gonna be something sad about, I think, between the battle.
Hooky
Hooky 13. So I don't know what happened with him.
Mason Harris P14.
Very difficult race for him, just as for Funny and Fisherman.
In P16.
Fisherman lost one to cross the line, and then the first race of pre-season is done and dusted.
I believe you're on to Silverstone next.
Yes.
My favourite track, well, one of them anyway.
Topic's driver of the day. I think he deserves that.
Yes, definitely. Especially on the harder tyre.
And we have Chris without a hat on my screen, so that's interesting. I'm gonna skip that. This is not for younger viewers. But Rappi, wow, without a penalty even. It's also not very easy in this game. Dominating win with the fastest lap in front of Chris Alex, in front of Chris Alien, James Braden P4, Scuba P5, Kasidi P6, DCL P7, Quinton P8, J-Real P9, Topics P10, A-Lad P11, Matt G P12, Hooky P13, Fanny P14, Mason House P15, Fisherman P16, Listeners P17, and Durant and Officer Doofy retired in the pit lane.
It'll be interesting to see what some of the drivers who might have struggled around here can do in Silverstone.
That's indeed going to be very interesting. But I think that it was quite a good race to start this pre-season of SpeedForceRacing Season 7. We saw some good battles.
I definitely would agree with that. The battle between the two Chris's, that were a few more extra laps, that could have really got tasty. The two racing points battle pretty much all throughout the race.
And you fell for a joke, I said so. My day can't be broken anymore. Ready for Silverstone.
Listens has said it's a little too fast for me. I am sure you will do okay.
Yeah, of course. This is all divisions together, all drivers of all paces together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It will be tough for some of the GP4 guys to have a race, but don't worry. The pace is mixed. This is just a pre-season race. Just imagine it as a fun race, really. Just practice. Silverstone starts at 8:30. We can take a quick break.
I don't think we're gonna get there. We're starting again in 5 seconds.
Oh god,
so that break is not really happening.
No. And we move straight into Silverstone.
We do.
With a non-existent break.
It's quite it's long, I think, for us to commentate on a two session with short quiet 25%, but we're gonna do our best, of course.
Yes, that's all we can do.
Yeah. The most difficult things, of course, is in this breaks we don't really have something to tell you. The weather also is unclear, so we're not gonna expect rain here. And yeah, let's just see what these guys can do on Silverstone.
On the first lap, I will take you round a lap of Silverstone.
The only question we have then, who will be the first one out on track?
I would say whoever gets their strategy up the fastest.
The battle of the fastest. If Shadow Lancer was here, we wouldn't even have to ask that question, but he's not.
Yeah, you just go straight out. And it looks to be Fisherman. I believe so anyway. I'm not too sure. Right, when the first guy starts his lap, I will take you a lap around here.
Who is it? It seemed like the boat of Ataris. Is it Topics? Yes, it is.
Yep. While these guys go on that out lap, we will discuss some of the strategy options some of the people are taking. Around about, I'd say about 7 drivers are on the medium tyre. That's interesting, yes. Who was the first driver out, do you know?
It is SFR Topics.
Oh, thank you. I will watch that, and I will get
AlphaTauri.
round to bringing you round a lap of Silverstone as soon as he starts his flying.
There we go, Topics about to start. The first lap here at Silverstone.
Here we go. And here he goes, onto the national pit straight. Going into turn 1, which is Cops. Trying not to get too much on it. There we go. I believe that was oh, fuck's it up with the map. Oh, move on. My head's gone. My head's gone.
It's too much, just too much for you.
Yeah, genuinely.
He's on a straight, he's driving.
Yeah, he's driving in a straight line and he makes a turn.
Topic's on one of the guys on the mediums, I think it's around 50%.
Oh, you understand in my room, it's boiling.
I do.
It's on the Sahara Desert, I got nothing to drink.
A Red Bull already. That's Hooky. Hooky spun in sector 1, and that is
oh, I'm an idiot. I've just realised. I've just realised I got the track wrong. I've got the wrong track on. I've got the MotoGP one on, not the F1 one.
Oh well. Well, you can give it another go with someone else if you want to.
Yeah, but we'll retry. We'll forget that. That didn't happen.
Yeah, that didn't happen. No one is on lap at the moment.
Who's on lap?
No one. Still waiting on the first one to go on a lap. We have Fanny Lion on an out lap. Maybe you can follow him. He's just starting his lap now.
Who is that?
Fanny Lion. He's just now in sector 1.
Okay, he's just started sector 1. Oh my! Let's start this. As he goes round the left-hander onto the DRS straight. I believe it's the first one on the track. Trying to get as wide as you can using up all the track. Try not to exceed track limits though. And he comes down, brakes just before the 50, going round the swooping left-hander, followed by a quick right. Trying to use as wide of an apex as you can, going onto the straight. As he goes on the Fanatec thing, through, rounding cops.
And
he's lost it!
Ooh, big crash.
Ooh, that's big!
His wheel is not off, so he just can drive it back to the pits.
He can just move on.
If he doesn't get his fourth out, of course. So I wouldn't stand there too long, mate. But we'll go to the timing. Wow, 25.3 on the mediums for Rappy. Can we already quit it? No?
Oh god,
I'm getting demotivated now for
Rappy, just chill. Yeah.
Rappy is rapid.
Yeah, literally, Rappy's rapid.
It's unbelievable how fast he's going.
Yes. If you give me a few minutes, I'm just going to go and get a quick drink because I feel like my mate is in the Sahara.
You can do that. I'm going to watch
thank you.
Here already validated. Danny Line is still not able to get back on track. That was a big impact for him. We have Rappy at the moment on provisional pole with a 25.3 on the mediums. We have Quinton in P2 with a 26.1 on the softs. Then we have Topics and Officer Doofy with a 26.6 and 26.8 respectively on mediums as well. While Chris Allen goes with a 25.6 on the soft tire compound. Let's see who's on a lap at the moment. I think DCL, the Racing Point, is on a lap. He's in Sector 1, just in Sector 2 now. Rappy goes even faster on the mediums, 25.2. If he gets a 23 out of it on the softs later on, I'm just gonna jump out of my window. Yeah, I'm seriously saying that's unbelievable how fast Rappy is going at the moment, the Ferrari driver. Not really realistic, Ferrari going so fast. If you see a real F1 at the moment, Ferrari is a bunch of clowns. I think everyone can agree on that, even Ferrari fans. But DCL now in Sector 3, almost finishing his lap, one of the most difficult right-handers of this track. Has a lot of traffic in front of him, hopefully that's not gonna bother him. Doesn't seem like a DCL now in the last corner of the Silverstone track. Where will he get him? 5th place with a 26.4 on the soft tires. You missed! Rappy going even faster on the mediums.
Are you serious?
I am serious. 25.2.
Rappy needs to chill.
Yeah, you could say that. We have Chris on a lap on the mediums as well. He sets a purple Sector 1. Oh, that's good. Maybe Chris or Alex can show some fighting against Rappy.
I think Rappy needs some Rappy's Lewis Hamilton DLC.
He does. Or he just needs to go to real life Ferrari to do the same there. Chris or Alex, he's looking very fast now through Magus and Beckett. Not invalidating. Very early on the power here, he's doing that very well. Is he also gonna get a purple Sector 2? Yes, he is. Seems like Chris or Alex is gonna fight with Rappy here for pole position on mediums. His last sector needs to be as good, not invalidating, very well done. Chris or Alex is really pushing it to the limit and he's doing it very well. Last sector now for him. Last few calls for a few corners. Will it be provisional pole? 25.2, 25.3!
1/10 off. I bet Rappy's in his pit when he's in his garage with a very clenched bottom there.
I think he will indeed. Yeah, we have his teammate Matt G on a lap on the soft tires. Oh, sorry. Just not invalidating. We have yellow on the whole track at the moment.
Very weird, you never really see Sector 1, Sector 2 and Sector 3 all yellow.
Maggie not looking like the cleanest lap, but still pushing it to the limit, of course.
Oh, Chris nearly losing the rear. He has a good counter though to keep it on the track. Doesn't want to light his tyres up too much on his outlap.
Maggi in the last corner. Where will he place his Renault P9 at the moment? Just behind Topics with a 26.6. And just in front of Officer Doofy. Did Officer Doofy did that lap on mediums? The 26.8. That should be very good. He did, wow.
Yeah, very quick time from him there.
Yeah, and a very quick time of Hooky as well on the mediums. I'm a bit surprised by those 2 times, so very well done with that, guys. That's
obviously,
a very good time of Hooky.
Liston is struggling at Silverstone too.
Cassidi going third with a 25.4.
It
A
does
full
look
second
a
faster
shame.
now than his teammate. The both were fighting for the whole race in Spain, and now they're a second separate each other. So there you got the favorite track part.
You will see the difference between the 2 drivers and what tracks they prefer.
Fisherman, James Braden and Feng Line still not setting a lap yet. Feng Line just set a lap.
Yep, he has on the soft tyre. Cassidy in P3, he'll be happy with himself after, I'm not sure where he started last race, but he wasn't near the top 3.
Let me have a look for that, for Cassidi. Now saved all the timings. Cassidi was, no, he had a very bad starting position. He was 6th. And there only was 3 tenths between him and his teammate, and now there's a full second between him and his teammate, so quite a big difference. And we have a Mercedes that's spun.
Yes, it is.
Fanny Line, yes it is. Lost that coming out of one of the first corners of a oh, just be easy on throttle.
Just the word outside of Silverstone. I think like this year for SFR is going to be better because there's 2 more tracks to commentate on. There's more classic cars to do classic cars race with. I think everything's improving with the F1 game and with SFR, to be honest.
Oh yeah, we will. Everything will be improving indeed. I don't know where Fanny is waiting on, but he has to be very aware of getting disqualified. He's now just standing still in that Mercedes of him. I wouldn't do that too long, Fanny. And he's now going on, so he just waited till the Red Bull.
There's only 6 minutes left of this qualifying session.
Luckily, because I'm almost about to fall asleep, I'm gonna be a real way.
You're tired?
I am. Rappy is now about to finish his soft lap. What will it be for Rappy? 24.7. So not a quite huge difference between soft and mediums, around 5 tenths only.
Improving ever so more, I will say that. And we have James Braden in the pits. He hasn't come out yet. You better get a move on, you won't have long to do it.
We have Officer Doofy on a new lap.
Talking about Silverstone, do you think they'll be going for like a more downforce sort of setup here? Or do you try and balance it out?
I think the wings can be quite balanced. I think I'll run 3.5 myself, so it's not really about downforce for myself on Silverstone.
Obviously Maggots and Beckett's can cause these drivers a few problems.
That's true.
I believe it has caught one driver out almost. I believe it was a Fisherman.
I think it was. I'm not very sure anymore. It's already quite a long time.
Oh, Rappy goes off. I believe anyway.
Officer
no, it wasn't Rappy, it was his
2.
team. I believe it was his teammate.
Purple sector 2 for Officer Doofy.
Oh, hang on.
Can he be the big surprise here?
No one really expected this. He might get it. Here we go.
What will I be in the last sector? Officer Doofy. This is a very
surprising
much better lap.
Here we go. What can he
the sandbag away? What will it be for Officer Doofy? P2! Get in there, Adam! Wow, lap!
Improving
You're going to GP1, Adam. That's it.
He has improved so much from Spain.
Wow, 25.2 for Adam. That's unbelievable.
I'd say he deserves it too.
Topics as well, also improving 5 tenths in sector 2.
Yeah. We all
Seems
know
like these
Topic.
guys also all have a special feeling for Silverstone. For
Yes,
a
it
lot of
looks
guys, of
like it.
course, their home circuit. Yeah,
Yes.
Topic's now with a purple second
Including
sector.
mine. Even when you are joint nationality, you have to choose the one where you prefer. Kosovo doesn't exactly have any multi-tracks in it.
Will Topics be able to beat that time of Adam? Maybe even beat the time of Rappy? That's gonna be
Might do,
a
yeah.
different
Here we
different
go.
task. What will it be for Topics? No, improving. Oh, P5.
P5. That was a very slow
25.5.
improvement. And it came up quite late.
Yeah, it did. No, that was quite yeah. Never mind. Matt G invalidated his lap again, so he is gonna need to hurry to get another lap in only 3 minutes remaining.
Yes, he will.
Durant on the Ferrari about to finish his lap. Is he gonna finish it? Yes, he will. Not going into the pit lane. What will it be for the second Ferrari? This is not a good time. Yeah, it's going on over the 130, so that's not fast time. James Braden has to do it, and he's not. Who's still in the pit lane? Seems like Officer Doofy not gonna do another lap. Quinton is in sector 2. Is he improving? Only 1/10.
I mean, he might want to qualify at the back to get the free tyre choice. But I believe he's coming out now. Yes, he is. Right he comes.
What is Quinton gonna do in the last sector? Only improving 1/10 in sector 2, the car of Carlos Sainz. What will it be for the McLaren? It will be P8.
Then we've got Carlos Chris on his lap. 1/10 over in sector 1.
And I think he's giving up. He is. He's saving his battery. He's gonna try and do another lap on the same tires. Fisherman just started his lap, but he already invalidated, and we're going to go to Hooky. Come on, Hooky, you can do this.
Also a question, will James Bryden have enough time to do a lap?
I think he will. He still has some time.
Could be close.
Nah, he's already in sector 2, and there's still 1 minute 20 remaining, so he'll have more than time enough. It's not gonna be a Monza 2019 story.
Where do you reckon James will be?
Hooky is invalidating. That's invalidated, Hooky. Hooky now needs to save everything and try to go for another lap.
He needs to get a move on now. He's got he's got a minute. He's got enough time. He's got to try and find the balance between ERS and getting there. James is about to start his lap on the soft compound. And here he goes on his lap. Hockey retires. He doesn't set another lap time.
I'm watching A-Lad at the moment going through Magnussen Beckett.
I could watching James on his lap.
Is A-Lad improving? Yes, he is. He's improving around 4/10. That could bring him around P11, I think.
Yeah, that's around about GP3 sort of times, I would believe.
I think so. I think that could be solid. Maybe high GP4. But that's all gonna depend once again on all the guys doing laps.
Yes, indeed. Here he comes round.
A-Lad.
Oh, P6.
Jesus, he improved so much through that last sector then.
Milliseconds between him and Topics there on the exact same lap time.
Well, forget that GP4.
Yeah, forget the GP4. Welcome to maybe even GP1. That sort of time.
Yeah, maybe. James Braden, what will he do? He needs to finish this lap. As qualifying at Rappy would have. I'm out of here. Bye bye. I'm not taking it.
I can't take part in this.
James Braden 25.2, full second off Rappy with a 24.2. Jesus Christ. No, I can't believe it.
No, that's
Chris
stupid.
Alex, what's he gonna do? Wow. These two guys. 24.4 for Chris or Alex. Unbelievable what these guys are doing. Scuba is also on a lap, but the Red Bull only improving 7 thousandths of a second. He's the last one out.
Do you reckon this is what Rappy thinks to himself each night?
Speed. I am speed.
I think so. I think he's sleeping with
he probably goes to bed after like getting on multiplayer thinking, I'm quick, I am. I'm quick.
I think so.
Could you imagine him like just trying like he goes out to a date, he's like, I'll pro 124 in at Silverstone. Beat that.
That is a crazy time. I don't think that will be beaten later this week. But all the fast guys have a challenge now.
I don't think he'll be beaten this season.
No, that maybe from himself.
Yeah, he'll beat it.
We can already say that Rappy and Chris or Alex probably gonna be GP1.
Rappy, Chris, James, on Officer Defeat. I'd say
of course,
anyone.
it's only Silverstone.
I'd say anyone within the 125 fives probably are the real contenders here.
A lot of guys that are much stronger at Silverstone than at Spain. We have P3 from 25.2 to P9 with 25.8.
I believe that to be because Silverstone's an actual track and not really a test track.
Yeah, you got a fair point there.
As well as I feel like Silverstone was based for actual racing, where Spain is based for testing the car. Oh!
The AI is still very good, I see.
JRL's AI getting very aggressive with the robot. I believe no one is on a lap, yep, and the session is over. Rapid channeling his inner Sebastian Vettel.
I'm just gonna take last race quali with me. That was Rappy, Chris Alex, Chris Alien, Scuba, and James Braden. Now it is Rappy, Chris Alex, James Braden, Officer Doofy, and Kasaidi. So quite some changes there.
Yes, indeed. Some of the drivers becoming a lot quicker than what Spain was. Listens, unfortunately, is still last, and he's a good 3 seconds off P18.
Maggi only 14. I know he can be very much faster than that, but I don't think he's at a very good lap there. Maybe struggle with track limits a little bit. Fisherman 2 times P11, so that's consistent. And he was 1.867 off pole last time, and now he's 1.900 from pole. So he is very consistent about both tracks.
Yeah, very consistent indeed. He does not look to be too bad on any track, really.
No.
Great, I'm developing cramp in my arm. And here they go. Obviously no formation lap as we learnt last time.
Nope,
2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights.
And it's lights out,
And
and
away they go.
one.
Rappy gets a very good start with Chris just behind him, trying to pick up the slipstream into turn 1. Rappy does get the advantage ahead of him though, and it looks like it's been clean racing from the start.
Wide, but it
the
seems
2
like
Williams are going
through.
on Topics. Neilmost makes collision with James Braden there.
Oh, we have Farley of its doings again.
Oh, unfortunate for him. That's Durant. He's round twice again. Unfortunately,
oh, someone lost it. That's Kuba. No, it's Topics. No.
Topics has gone, the AlphaTauri driver. And here we go. Rappy into Maggots and Beckett's he goes. Into Maggots. Chris is just behind him at 4/10, trying to get as good as an exit as possible. Chris just behind him. Will he pick up a slipstream? And the pit stop strategy here is for the soft tyre to pit around between lap 7 to 12 and the hard for lap 9 to 12.
On the back of Sadufi, sorry to interrupt you there. But he is gonna try and make a move around the inside of Sadufi. Will Adam be able to got that off?
Oh,
seems like
anywhere between P11. Oh, and Fisherman's round. He made contact with, I believe, the Haas, and he's gone round. Very unfortunate thing, but listen.
Spun Mason Harris in turn 1. Elad didn't left enough room for Mason Harris, and he spun.
Many drivers are losing it here from the start.
We're seeing it now as well. Predicted stop strategy is
maintain
lap 7 to 12, starting on the soft. Hooky also got spun there, I think. No damage.
Yes, he did. I believe so. I'm not sure if he took damage.
No damage for Hooky.
No damage. Oh, and it's side-by-side action between Listens and Fanny Line. Listens gets hit by Fanny Line and he goes round.
Oh,
that's a shame for him. Topics has recovered his spin and state and has got into P13 where he was before. Just look at P11. Look at the trainer drivers here. Into Maggots and Beckett, it's about 4 drivers.
Make that 5.
All the way up. Yeah, but all the way up to Quinton.
Once again, we're getting the predictor strategy. We know it now. Thank you, game.
Yes, we do.
It seems like Scuba going ahead of Elad, and they touch. Guys, keep it safe, please. Oh, and yeah, he put Scuba into the gravel and the grass. Wow.
Oh,
that was quite a big touch then. Guys, keep it clean. Just do it as Spain. Spain was very little incidents. This is not looking anything like it.
Who would you say was at fault there?
Oh yeah, Scuba is retiring now. I don't think Scuba was at fault there, and Scuba is leaving, so that seemed like a rage quit there.
Yeah, he didn't seem too happy with his opponents. We will probably soon see what he has to say about that in the group chat.
So of Chris Alex not letting Rappy get away.
Yeah, that is indeed. He is probably, I would estimate, around 3/10 off. Very close racing in between the all three.
It really is.
A few people someone in the group says Fletcher the GOAT.
No, they're not saying anything about me. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, guys. Kasadi now trying to make a move around the inside of Sadufi. Sadufi is losing quite some places now on race pace.
Yeah, just talk about the McLaren. Do you prefer the matte or the old gloss it used to have?
I like the matte. I like it.
Yeah, it looks a lot cleaner, I think.
It does.
Anyway, the two racing points are still roundabout on the same pace.
Yeah, they seem like a good match.
I reckon they could be teammates next season, given off their race pace. And here we go, Officer Doofy on the back end of Cassidy. He will have DRS and the overtake button available. He doesn't opt to use it though. Chris sets the fastest lap. He beats Rappy on this lap time. He gets a 3-second penalty though. I would say Chris's problem is quick, but he needs to learn the track limits. But he has got a good exit on the back end of Rappy. And we could see an overtake form here from Chris. He has DRS available, not opting to use overtake. He doesn't have a lot left to use.
Ooh, Chris and James Braden side to side now. Into the last few corners, it seemed like James
Chris
Braden's
overtakes him.
Yeah, James Braden's letting that go.
Not too much of a fight Oh, and Chris loses it!
He does!
Chris
Did he
has
also
gone,
touch
mate.
the barrier there? I didn't see that very good.
I don't think he did. It'd be interesting to see,
A lot
though.
of 3-second time penalties now.
Something tells me that Chris didn't get damage.
Chris Orielek still behind Rappy.
Yes, he is. Here we go. Cassidy has
Decided.
overtake available. He doesn't have a lot left. Chris goes quite aggressive on the defensive.
He does that very well indeed.
Cassidy will have Doofy to worry about. Doofy with almost fully RS and Cassidy with almost none. DCL will be hoping to rejoin the fight in the coming laps.
Yeah, if I was Adam, I would just, if I have a very good exit and both cars are, yeah, like now, in case Cassidy makes a mistake,
Here we go,
now
Chris.
just go and
Chris
overtake.
has got the RS on Rappy. Rappy, oh, he almost was wide.
Seems like Adam is not using the overtake button yet. He should do it. Cassidy always the ERS is fully gone, and he's now going into the pits. So
Yes, he is indeed. Rappy and Chris are still close together. And Cassidy gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Ooh, that could be huge.
Rappy's tyres begin to fall off. He locks up again. That's twice he's locked up in a matter of about 6 corners. He doesn't have much ERS, and that goes for the same as Chris as well. Let me just check the group and see if anything was said about the scuba incident. Nope, I don't believe anything has been said.
Chris Orielek is not letting Rappy get away. And
Yeah, that
both
is
not
true.
having any ERS
Chris
left,
is
so they're
right up his
both really
gearbox
going
here
for it.
into Maggots and Beckett's. Who will get the better exit out of him?
Ooh, it looks
Rappy
like
almost
it's
on the grass
Chris
a bit.
Orielek closing very, very fast.
Yes, he is. Rappy almost holds him up though on the brakes. Will Chris get him? We might see an overtake happen
Galloway
here.
sector 1, it's listens.
Yes, it is. Unfortunately for him, he's round.
Both listens and Durance not having both two good races.
Oh, Rappy's tyres are falling off. He locks up again.
Yellow again, it's still listens, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Durant now? It is Durant now.
Yes, it is.
Talking about the
Oh.
devil.
Oh, and he's round again. That's a shame.
Yeah, you need to be so easy on ooh, just as Chris Orielek now, losing a lot of understeer there.
You have to let your tyres cool down. You can't
do.
push. And he's trying to do it here. Look, he's not working. He's lost. If he'd have just slowed down, he would have not lost as much time as he has. He's lost about 20 seconds there, and he's round again.
Oh my god.
You have to let your tyres cool down. Because right now your tyres are pretty much on an ice rink. They have that less grip.
You go for 3 in a row? He's yeah, he does.
Yeah, Penny, yuck. Oh, and he's been lapped. Oh, this is hard to watch.
It is very hard to watch indeed.
Thing is, I don't want to be horrible to him, but he has to let his tyres cool.
Yeah.
And he's round again. I'm just
gonna
move
do
on.
the undercut? Oh, okay, they're both gonna pit at the same time.
I'm just gonna move on from Durant.
Both getting a 5-second time penalty. Both Rappy and Chris Orielek, so that's not gonna help any of them. And Quinton was already 18 seconds behind these two. That's that's unbelievable. I didn't sweat it. I really didn't.
Oh, actually, why is he going into the hard tyre?
Oh, indeed.
Wait, what?
Why is
Surely
Rappy
would've got
going on
into
fresh
this
mediums? He started. This is strange.
Is it? Is this a glitch or?
It doesn't seem like it. It seemed like he really got the hard tires on, so he probably picked the wrong strategy, but that's not gonna help him.
I swear Rappy already started on medium tyres. I'm happy almost goes round. This is very interesting.
Rappy's starting on a sauce, but the mediums are really needing some time here. I know that on Silverstone.
And Durant retires.
Yeah, very understandable if you ask me.
It's been...
Sigh
has said, send our language.
Yeah, I know, sorry Mr. Adash, sorry. I promise to not doing it again. I promise to not doing it again. But
you better not. I'll fly to Belgium and slap you.
But it's long, Adash. It's long to commentate, mate. Have some respect for me. Topics Matt Geoff having some proper fighting. They know each other from last season, of course, in GP4,
yes,
and
they do.
from the season before, and GP3.
You know what? I like Listens. You know, he has a bad race, but he keeps on going.
Yeah, he doesn't give up. Maggie and Topics, they're really having some fun together.
Yes, Listens doing the opposite to what I do, describing a track. I give up immediately.
Fanny also a 5-second penalty on the pit lane. Now Maggie on the move on Topics. I don't think Topics will be able to do anything about it. No, he will. Will can't do anything about that. Fisherman is now overtaken by a Hooky. They're fighting very hard. Fisherman will try it again. Ooh, looks it up.
The time between Rappy and Chris is, I don't even know. What is it, like 1,000, sir?
Chris or Alex and Hooky, the only two guys that still need to pit.
Yes, indeed.
Mason Harris with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane and a touch! Fisherman Hooky touch!
Luckily for Fisherman, he keeps it on the track. James Braden just gets that position saying thank you very much. That's not the... Oh, and there's a yellow flag. Who is that for? Sector 3.
We have some quite close battles. At the moment, a lot of action going on.
Oh, and Topics gets back to position on Maggie. Maggie, oh, what a move! There's a good battle forming between the two drivers in the AlphaTauri and the Renault. Topics goes round the inside, but Maggie takes the outside. That was fantastic racing.
In front of DCL. Adam is really going for it.
Yeah, he is indeed.
He is showing his abilities here on Silverstone.
Famous last words to get someone to spin. And Maggie gets Topics again. It looks like Topics' ERS has malfunctioned.
We have yellow in sector 3. That seemed like J Real. It is. J Real's on the grass there.
Yes, indeed. The Haas driver is now in P13. He's lost a few positions. Hockey in the pit lane. Opted for the medium tyre. I'm looking forward till the actual season starts and we have the 50% races and full qualifying again.
Me too.
Yeah.
Sounded a little bit bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's what we enjoy. It's what people like to watch as well. They like to see long races, long qualifying sessions. Yeah. For commentators, it's exhausting.
And still Maggie and Topics are fighting. A little touch now between the two. These guys really having some fun together. At the moment, the only two.
Here we go. Topics on the back of Maggie. I believe this is on the entrance to Maggots and Beckett's. Rappy set fastest lap.
26.9.
2/10.
Is this guy even human? Topics with a 3-second penalty. That's kinda.
Rappy, I'm just gonna say this now so you can watch it back. You're not human.
Topics gonna try right outside of Maggie, not looking like that's gonna succeed. But he has a better exit. He's gonna try it now on the inside of Maggie. Is he gonna make that work? It doesn't seem like it.
Yes, he does.
Maggie is still in front.
Yes, he is, but Topics has the slipstream.
Is he gonna try it in turn 1 now? He's letting that go.
Have you ever just looked at someone and just thought, why aren't they actually like doing racing in real life? Because Rappy, I'm sorry, but your pace is sheepish.
The thing is, it's so different. Yeah, it's a game.
Yeah, but we've seen like esports drivers.
Oh yeah, we do.
I believe there's one in F3 right now. There's a Brazilian guy in F3. I forget his name, but yeah.
It's possible, of course, but it's not because you're fast on the game that you're also gonna be fast in real life, if you know what I mean.
Yes, that is true.
You have yellow sector 3 and Mason Harris left the session. It's Chris Alien! Chris Alien's pal!
Yes, he has. He's round.
Don't know what happened there. He's not having. Oh!
I got again! Oh.
That's overheated tires, and just got passed by Maggie and Topics. It's a strange race here at Silverstone.
Yes, it is.
Oh, watch out, Chris Alien. Jesus. Just easy on throttle, easy on throttle. Seems like it's more difficult as well again.
Yes, as the Ferrari engineer, you just...
around again.
I feel bad watching people do this, you know, like...
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not their fault, the tyres just don't work. Chris is doing the opposite of what the Ferrari engineer did in 2011, keeping it on the track. And there we go, he rejoins in P14. And this battle is getting a bit closer now between Topics and Mad G. Trying to save as much ERS as possible. Is Topics going into almost the last lap? And here we go, the last lap of the race.
Topics and Maggie fighting again. Topics now getting Maggie.
Oh, we might want to check that Chris has actually beaten Rappy's time on the hard time. We just noticed that. But Rappy has led the whole race on the last lap. And there's a yellow flag somewhere. I'm not sure who that is for. Oh, it's for Hooky! Hooky lost it. Topics is using his overtake button, he's using DRS, he's using everything that Honda engine can give. Oh! If we were going to go for it then, they would have almost definitely clashed.
I'm gonna watch Rappy because he's about to finish this race. Brazilian retires on the pit lane.
Yep, he does.
But it is Rappy who wins both races.
Oh, Topics! Romeo, oh, my G, can they get their move done?
Rappy wins the second test race pre-season.
Yes, he does, Rappy. Today. Congratulations on your race. But here we go, Topics does overtake Mad G. He has done it on the last lap. Call him Lando Norris. I believe that is it. There's a yellow flag again for someone. I believe it's just for the car slowing down at the end of the race. But here comes Topics.
Topics going to be in front of Mad G.
Yes, he got it done on the last.
Don't know what that was all about, but...
He ran out of fuel.
Oh, wow!
Topics ran out of fuel there.
Mad G is still in the battle of the both.
Well, I believe he ran out of fuel.
But that is it for pre-season day 1. We are all done and dusted here for the first race day of the season.
TCL gets driver of the day.
He does. And we're just gonna go through the final standings of this last race here at Silverstone. for these guys.
When the race wants to load up.
Yeah. There we do. Rappy winning it again. It is Rappy in P1, just in front of James Braden. Chris Roy Alex is in P3, Officer Doofy in P4, unbelievable results for him. KCD in P5, DCL in P6, Quentin in P7, Maggie in P8, Topics in P9, Jerry in P10, Fishman in P11, Hooky in P12, Fanny A. Lion in P13, Listens in P14, Chris Alien in P15, Mason Harris in P16, A-Lad in P17, Durantic in P18, sorry. And Shkuba finishes in P19.
Calling
That's
Eminem
it.
with those, or
We saw some good fighting today. Some good racing.
yes, we did.
Some good
That
times.
was a great Eminem impression, by the way. The speed he was talking then.
That's it. We're gonna be back tomorrow for testing day 2. Don't know who's gonna be on comms. It's not gonna be me as I'm driving. Maybe it's gonna be Fletch again.
Yes, you are.
But we'll see.
Yeah. It is me. You will see me back.
Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Thank you very much to Fletch for joining me as my co-commentator today. And we'll see you again tomorrow and for the rest of the season. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, guys.